Hello there, this is Amethyst, and this is your reading number 828 for you, my client, with the initials GR. GR, you asked me about your spiritual path, the career that you're taking up, family relationships and so forth. So we'll see what comes out in the reading here for you. We start off here with Strafe or Blackthorn, and this is in the position that themes your reading, the entirety of your reading, I guess. And this is actually about sadness. It's about feeling unfulfilled, and in the most extreme of cases, it can be about depression. It can be about loneliness, it can be about isolation, it can be about feeling very much alone. For you, what I kind of keep getting is an undercurrent of sadness, an undercurrent of isolation, and I suspect that this will come up a few times in this reading. So let's see what actually happens here. I have to be honest and say I'm a little bit of conflict about that one being there, and it's very rare that it comes up to underpin a whole reading. So as the messages come through, and they may not come through in logical order, I want to see what that's actually doing there for you. These three staves over here represent the last 12 months or so, and they are themed with this Ogham stave here, which is Sail or Willow, and I'm really pleased to see this here, particularly given that its opposite counterpart is this one here, which is Queer or Apple, and that will make a little bit more sense when we get there. Willow is very much about femininity, it's about magic, it's about spirituality, it's about intuition, and what I see here is that for you, your intuitive gifts, for the want of a better phrase, are actually quite strong, but that you still have limited self-confidence in them, if that makes any sense. That they are quite good, but that they need a little bit more training, and you will be learning more, forever and a day, and that's a really good thing. But that right now you're still not completely confident. You haven't been completely confident in your abilities, but you're going to give things a go anyway, and good on you for doing that. I don't want to spend too much time over in this side. I want to spend more over here, but we'll just have a quick look here. We have Fian or Elder here, which is sometimes a little bit about regret, and again what I'm hearing here is that your self-esteem is not as high as it could be, and underneath is Gorse or On, and Gorse is about not being able to plan long term because just so many things have been happening for you in the last 12 months. The last 12 months hasn't been a period of time where you can just relax and just look forward to the time ahead. It's been a time when you've had to work really hard to get what needs to be done. You have to get on with it and do it, and it hasn't all been plain sailing for you either. This Ogham stave that's sitting in the middle is Ruas or Elder, and this is in the position of what I guess of what's happening in your life right now. And again, what I keep being told here is that there is so much that you want to do, there is so much that you're capable of doing. That's very, very clear, and I get that as a very strong sense, but that you hold back, that you're not completely confident. Again, that confidence keeps coming up. Let's just spend lots more time here though, because this is where the real ideas, the real messages come through. This is about the next 12 months for you, and this is themed with this Ogham stave here, and I have to say I absolutely love this Ogham stave. This is Queer or Apple, and it does have a relationship with that Willow one that we talked about here. Apple is very much about living a life that is authentic. So what do I mean by that? It's about living a life that makes your heart sing, and that feeds your soul, and that serves your life's purpose at this time. Remembering, of course, that our life's purpose changes as we experience new things. But for right now, that's your intention. So for you, it's not about making lots and lots of money, although that would resolve an awful lot of issues for you. But it's about trying to serve the world and your community around you in such a way that you offer a viable service, but one that actually supports your need as a wonderful soul at the same time. So that is a fantastic Ogham stave to have there. I'm really pleased to see that, and that really shows me, when we're talking about your decision to move ahead in your career as a healer, absolutely the perfect thing for you to do right now. With that said, Queer is telling me quite loudly there are still some more things that you need to learn, and that you'll be learning those for the next few years or so. Embrace that learning, go with that learning, and then just incorporate the new things that you learn into your practice as you learn it. Brilliant, brilliant Ogham stave to have there. I'm just going to quickly talk about these three, and then I'm going to roll it all up together. Ingertol or broom is a stave which talks very much about the need for you to sweep away old habits, old ideas. Old habits for you is really, really important, particularly around the habits that you have that kind of stop you, that make you hesitate because of your self-confidence. Broom is very much about sweeping all of that away, even sweeping away people that don't support you anymore, so that you can allow new situations to come in. And I'm really pleased to see that it sits over the top of this stave here. This is Gort or Ivy, and this is about survival. Now that has both negative and positive connotations. Survival means that you actually, get to the end goal and you're okay. But survival in a negative sense means that, it's not about blooming and resources and growth and everything. It's about hanging on for grim death, so to speak. But we have Ingertol over the top of that, and that kind of means that things are going to be really difficult for you when you first start out in this new career path, and you're going to have to hang on. You're going to have to be stubborn, and you're going to have to hang on. But Ingertol over the top shows us that it's going to be okay. And then finally we have down here Lewis or Rowan. And Rowan is about self-protection. And what Rowan is talking about here is the need for you to make sure that you protect yourself financially, but that you protect yourself emotionally, but also spiritually. Really, really important when you do healing work that you don't use your own energy to give to your clients and your patients, that you become the post office, if you like. So the energy comes from spirit, or whatever the terminology that you want to use over here, and it goes through you to your clients. Now that's a really important concept to hold on to, please GR, because if you use your own energies and give those to the clients, you will deplete yourself, and you have a tendency to give an awful lot of yourself to other people and tire yourself out. So it's really important for you that you learn about how that you can funnel energies through yourself so that you maintain enough emotional, psychological, physical, spiritual energies for yourself as well. So when we focus on these four here and we put them all together for you in terms of answering your questions, what do we have? Well, we have, first of all, that your choice to do healing work is absolutely the right choice for you at the moment. So congratulations on that. And I really encourage you to give it all you've got, because it's perfect for you right now. However, what is really important for you is that you make sure that you do things like don't overspend. Really, really important. Lewis or Rowan here is kind of screaming that out to me, that you know what it's like to have no resources and very limited money. You already know that, they're telling me. But that you could fall into the trap of spending too much money that's allocated for other things like household budget, food, the bills, and so on and so forth. And you could be tempted to spend that on things like marketing your new business or business cards, or anything to support you in your business. Rowan is saying very, very clearly that you must not do that, that you must take this very slowly, and use only the money that the business that you want to put into place generates in order to grow that business, because otherwise you will you could potentially damage your budget quite dramatically. They're also telling me that it's really important that you do that to maintain the peace and harmony at home, that sometimes your relationship with your partner isn't always smooth sailing, and that you need to do everything that you can to support that relationship, and that means not overspending money. So I hope that comes through fairly loud and clear. In terms of the career, again, I know I'm focusing on the career, but that's all of the messages at the moment that they're kind of bombarding me with. It will be a little bit of a hard slog to begin with, so you need to take it slowly, and it will slowly build up for you. And that's okay, because it will build up for you at the same rate that you gain even more skills, and more importantly, more self-confidence in your ability to deliver those services to your clients. Okay, so nice slow build up, a nice gentle kind of build up to business over the next 12 months or so. Can I also really encourage you to go and learn some more skills as well to add to your existing skills? That's really important. It's also, they're telling me, Engatoil or Broom in particular is telling me, be resourceful and trust your own instincts. Not everything that you have been taught by other people in the past will serve you well. And whilst it may have served them really well, you have a unique set of gifts, and it's important that you begin to have confidence in your own unique set of gifts. So if that means that you do things slightly different, fantastic. You do things slightly different, and in fact, from a business sense, that becomes your point of difference, and that's fantastic, that you're not the same as everybody else, that you offer a slightly different service. And they keep telling me, please have faith in your abilities. Please have faith in your abilities. They keep hammering me with that. And whilst they will continue to grow, the more you practice it, the more your self-esteem and the more your confidence will build up as well. So keep giving it a go. They're also asking me to suggest to you that perhaps you offer the service to animals as well, to pets. Cats, dogs, rabbits, furry things, and don't restrict yourself just to people, but consider offering your services to animals as well. So that's really, really interesting. They're also telling me that with a little bit of practice, you actually have a wonderful green thumb, and you have the ability to grow beautiful, beautiful plants. And they're really encouraging you to utilize that in your healing career as well. So I'm not quite sure what that means, and I'm wondering whether that will mean more to you than it does to me. Often when the messages come through, I don't understand what they're saying, but the client usually does, because it's not for me, of course, it's for the client. You also asked me about your spiritual path, and again, we see that coming through here, which talks about authenticity and living a life that's appropriate for you. But what they're saying to me, what Queer in particular is saying to me here, Apple, is that there's a beautiful synergy, if you like, between what you will choose as your form of spirituality and your career choices as a healer. Beautiful synergy, beautiful harmony there, but that you haven't quite got your spiritual path down pat. You haven't quite got the picture of what your spiritual path is. What does it include? What does it not include? What does it look like? What do you call it even? And that's okay, because the next 12 months is also about you exploring that, take on board lots of different ideas from lots of different spiritual paths. And what they're saying here is that in 12 months' time, your idea of what your spirituality is now is going to be different. Is going to be different in 12 months' time. And again, that's okay. It's about growth and it's about development. They're really encouraging you to have a look at quite alternative paths to the one that you thought that you were on. So picking up on things like Buddhism, Islam even, sorry, I'm hesitating because they're yelling things at me. They're even saying to you to go and look at some of the Eastern religions as well. Yep, thank you. They're saying the Eastern religions as well. Pull all of those in, because what you'll end up with is a religion, a spiritual base, for the want of a better phrase, that is very much in sync with your particular unique needs. So they're asking you not to go down the path of just this one spiritual design, this one religious or spiritual path, that you need to have one that's all encompassing and that pulls a little bit from this faith and a little bit from that faith and a little bit from this spirituality kind of concept, so that you get one that is exactly right for you. It kind of like shopping cart spirituality. If you're going around the supermarket, if you like, and you pick a little bit of this and you pick a little bit of that, and whilst that seems messy, what they're saying is that in the next 12 months that's really important for you to do that, because all of that is actually going to build your spiritual skills, your healing skills, and grow it even further. So don't restrict yourself to one form of spirituality. You also asked me about family relationships, and you just said, I'm just going to read off your email. Family relationships, my sister and my mother. Really, really difficult for me to go into third parties, because I have to go through your energy to get to theirs. I'm not getting anything on your mother or your sister at all. I am getting something about a young child. I don't know if it's your child, or is it a niece or a nephew. Is it a little boy? I can't get any. No, they're not giving me anything more on that. In terms of family relationships, what I am being told though is that the last 12 months hasn't been all love and laughter and light with that as well, but that the next 12 months is going to settle down a little bit. But again, it's really important that you stand your ground and that you do what's right for you, not necessarily listen to what everybody else tells you that you should do. Again, that's around your self-confidence and your self-esteem, because you tend to take on board what other people say, it often at the expense of what you really want to do. So I'm kind of hoping that makes sense for you. I wanted to talk to you about your Druid Animal Oracle card, and I'm really pleased to see that this has come in here for you, because this is brilliant for you. This is Fire Dragon, or Dragtane, and this, very rarely does this card come out, in fact. You can see here, here's the talk. And this is a piece of jewellery that is often worn by leaders as they go into battle. It's about strength, and for you that's really important. More so though than anything, Fire Dragon is a brilliant card, and it's about action and vitality, and it's about motivation. And I often talk about Fire Dragon as the one who's got the ability to leap tall buildings. Fire Dragon is about overcoming challenges and obstacles, particularly for you, overcoming that self-esteem issue that you sometimes have, that self-confidence. And he's about, oh, please excuse me, sneezing there. He's about having courage to make decisions for yourself. And not being railroaded by other people, as you sometimes are. He's also about achieving and doing and getting on with it. And we know that you're going to do that in the next 12 months in terms of the career choices that you're picking up on, even if it's a little bit slow. But for you, I kind of sense that it's been, you've hesitated taking this step to move into this. So Fire Dragon is saying, no more hesitation, get on with it, because you can really do it. And we know you can really do it from these as well. So I'm really, really pleased to see Fire Dragon there. Fire Dragon is also about, he's about passion and dedication. And he says that, look, if you take this leap, might be a giant leap of faith with the career, and also in terms of looking at other forms of spirituality, might be a giant leap of faith, but take them anyway, because you're going to be beautifully surprised by what comes your way as well. So I hope that is quite helpful for you. Lastly, I also wanted to talk to you about this Ogham stave here, which is your Celtic birth Ogham. And this is coal or hazel. Now, it's really interesting. It didn't come up in your reading, but there is a triad between quert and apple and sail and willow. So when you put those together, you've got the triad. And this is about, Strafe is just jumping in on the action. Thank you, Strafe. Talk about doing things out of order. Strafe says, now do I get it about why he was there? Yes, I do. So it was about that lack of self-confidence for you in your own psychic abilities. And coal or hazel is brilliant, because coal or hazel is a really psychic birth tree to have. And when you put them together with quert or apple, which is about doing things in a way that supports you, with willow or sail, which is about intuition and instinct and that kind of stuff, you have the perfect triad. So you have incredible psychic skills, even if you still you kind of, half of you think so, and parts of you say, oh, I don't know, you've got it. Now also it's really important to know that this is a tree about wisdom. Coal or hazel is a tree about inner wisdom. So again, you know, it's kind of works really well with the willow or the sail and the quert and the apple. And the nuts from this tree that fell into the stream where the ancient druid salmon was, which is the oldest animal in the druidic folklore, is what fed the salmon his wisdom. So wisdom comes from your birth tree. Hazel people are artistic, they're very expressive, they hurt very deeply. They don't always show it to other people, but when they get hurt, they hurt very, very deeply. And when they give entirely of themselves, often without asking for anything back. And I can feel that's very much the case for you. Really intelligent, very imaginative, and often thinking outside the square. You know, other people are often surprised by the thoughts that you come up with and the ideas that you come up with. They come from your inner wisdom, from that soul, from your essence, from your psychic gifts. So I really encourage you to pick up on those even more, as I have done throughout this whole reading. I hope really pushed you to grow those psychic skills of yours even more. So I hope that has gone some way to helping you make decisions for the 12 months ahead, and to have confidence that your career choices are the right career choices. Might be a slow start for you, but it's absolutely where you need to be at this time.